I'm Davies J, and I'm going to be explaining why antibiotic resistance has been on the rise in recent years. So, antibiotic resistance has been on the rise since the distribution of penicillin in the 1930s. However, mankind has exacerbated this inevitable result of antibiotics. Antibiotic-resistant bacteria have profited off of human carelessness with antibiotics. Through a combination of practices in medicine and agriculture, humans have given rise to multi-drug resistant bacteria that fight for a grip in our hospitals, homes, and farmlands. Developed countries use a wealth of antibiotics in their agricultural livestock. For example, the United States is the world's largest beef producer. To keep meat affordable, conditions for the animals are tight, cramped, and the perfect bacteria breeding ground. This is where antibiotics come in. To keep the amount of disease and living bacteria low in animals. It makes sense and works well until bacteria develop immunity after mutating and being exposed to antibiotics on a daily basis for years at a time. This immunity can spread to bacteria that infects humans by means of horizontal gene transfer. Other ways that resistant bacteria make their way to humans is handling or eating uncooked meat, managing animals, eating raw produce grown in fertilizer from the animal's feces, etc. Now let's take a look at the medical industry. So antibiotics are used carelessly in the medical industry as well. Practices of overprescribing antibiotics, prescribing antibiotics when unnecessary, prescribing too little dosages, and prescribing expired antibiotics are all responsible for furthering antibiotic resistance. Both developed and less developed countries are to blame. More developed countries treat antibiotics like an endless resource with a minimal price tag, overprescribing when unnecessary because one simply can. In underdeveloped countries, the issue resides in the lack of trained health professionals, which prescribe antibiotics inappropriately for things such as headaches and viruses, as well as the lack of available drugs, so this results in the usage of expired antibiotics, which do not treat bacteria properly and can lead to mutations, allowing for immunity in bacteria. In the United States hospitals, MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, evolved to be resistant to both penicillin, methicillin, and a combination of other antibiotics. MRSA is a good example of a bacterium taking advantage of a disease breeding ground and an overabundance of available antibiotics. Antibiotic-resistant bacteria, like MRSA, are a serious public health threat. Antibiotics should not be taken lightly and used responsibly.